my chosen one, something is happening right now that you were never meant to ignore. This is not just another message, it is a divine interruption. On June 21st, a spiritual shift begins, and it is directly connected to the prayers you whispered when no one else was listening. Yes, those quiet cries, those late-night tears, those moments when your voice trembled and your heart felt like it might break. Heaven heard every single word. You thought those prayers disappeared into silence. You wondered if anyone was truly listening. There were nights you questioned everything, moments when you almost gave up speaking at all. But listen carefully now, because this changes everything. Your prayers were not only heard, they were recorded, carried, and answered the very moment they left your lips. Archangel Michael is stepping forward in this hour with urgency, not to warn you of something distant, but to reveal something already in motion. The response you have been waiting for is no longer in the future. It has already begun unfolding around you. Even if your eyes cannot yet see it, even if your circumstances look unchanged, the shift has already taken place in the spiritual realm. There is something deeply powerful about the prayers you whispered in the dark. Those were not ordinary prayers. They were raw, unfiltered, and real. They came from a place beyond pride, beyond performance. And that is exactly why heaven moved so quickly. When you spoke in your weakest moments, you were actually standing in your strongest spiritual authority. Right now, as you are hearing these words, there are forces aligning on your behalf. Doors you thought were permanently closed are being unlocked. Situations that felt stuck are quietly being rearranged. And the most surprising part, some of the answers to your prayers have already entered your life in ways you did not recognize at first. This is why June 21st is not just another date. It marks a moment of revelation, a moment when what has been hidden begins to surface. What was set in motion during your pain is now preparing to show itself in your reality. You are not waiting anymore. You are witnessing the early stages of your answered prayers. Archangel Michael wants you to understand this clearly. Nothing you have gone through was wasted. Every tear, every moment of silence, every whisper in the dark has been used to shape what is now unfolding. There is precision in this process. There is purpose in the timing. And here is the part that may shock you the most. Some of the things you have been asking for are arriving differently than you expected, but they are greater than you imagined. What is coming is not just an answer. It is a transformation. So stay alert. Stay open. Because from this moment forward, you will begin to notice subtle changes, signs, shifts, and confirmations that something divine is at work in your life. This is only the beginning, and what is about to be revealed will leave no doubt that your voice was heard in heaven. There is a sacred mystery behind the prayers you whispered in the dark, something most people never come to understand. You were not just speaking words into emptiness. You were releasing spiritual signals that pierced through layers of doubt, fear, and silence, reaching directly into the heart of heaven. What felt small to you was actually powerful beyond measure. When you prayed quietly, without an audience, without strength, without certainty, you stepped into a rare kind of honesty. Those were not rehearsed prayers. They were not polished or perfect. They were real. And heaven responds differently to what is real. Archangel Michael reveals that it is in these moments of raw truth that divine attention is drawn most intensely. Many believe that loud, confident declarations carry the most power. But there is something deeper, something more sacred, about a whisper born from desperation and faith combined. When your voice trembled, when your words broke apart mid-sentence, when all you could say was a simple "help me," those were the moments that echoed the loudest in the spiritual realm. You may not have realized it, but those quiet prayers carried a frequency of surrender. And surrender is something heaven never ignores. It is the point where control is released, where pride fades, and where true connection begins. In those moments, you were not just asking, you were opening a door. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that every whisper created movement. Even when nothing seemed to change around you, something was shifting beyond what your eyes could see. Every prayer set off a chain reaction. Every tear carried intention. Every silent cry activated a response. There were times when you repeated the same prayer over and over, wondering if you were being heard at all. But repetition was not a sign of failure, it was a sign of persistence. And persistence builds spiritual momentum. What you thought was delay was actually accumulation. Each prayer added weight, added force, added urgency to your request. And here is something that may surprise you. Heaven does not measure your prayers by how perfect they sound, but by how deeply they are felt. Your broken prayers were not weak, they were authentic. And authenticity carries authority. This is why your situation has not remained untouched. Even now, there are unseen hands arranging outcomes, redirecting paths, and softening what once felt immovable. The answers are not random. They are precise responses to specific moments when you reached out in your lowest state. Think about the times when you almost stopped praying altogether, the moments when silence felt easier than speaking again. Yet something inside you kept pushing you to try one more time. That was not just your own strength. That was divine guidance urging you not to give up, because your breakthrough was already being formed. Archangel Michael is revealing that your whispers created a record, a living testimony in the spiritual realm that could not be ignored. And now, that record is being answered line by line, moment by moment. This is why you may begin to feel something shifting inside you even before you see it outside. A sense of calm where there was once anxiety, a quiet confidence where there was once fear. These are not coincidences. They are early signs that the response to your prayers is already touching your life. You are standing in a moment where the invisible is beginning to take shape in the visible. What was once hidden is preparing to reveal itself. And the same voice that whispered in the dark is now being answered in the light. The process has already begun, and what comes next will make it clear that not a single word you spoke was ever wasted. There is a divine assignment that has been set in motion specifically for you, and Archangel Michael is at the center of it. This is not symbolic, and it is not distant. It is active, precise, and unfolding in real time. What you are experiencing right now is not coincidence. It is coordination. The very prayers you whispered have been placed into the hands of a heavenly protector, a warrior of light, tasked with ensuring that the response reaches you exactly as it was intended. Archangel Michael is not only a messenger, but a defender and orchestrator in moments like this. When your prayers reached heaven, they did not sit unanswered. They were entrusted to divine authority, and action began immediately. Even during the moments when you felt forgotten, there were spiritual battles being fought on your behalf, barriers being removed, unseen opposition being pushed back, and pathways being cleared so that your answer could arrive without obstruction. You may not have seen these battles, but you felt the weight of them. There were days when everything seemed unusually heavy, when progress felt blocked, when emotions rose without explanation. Those were not signs of failure. They were signs of movement. Whenever something significant is being aligned in your life, resistance often appears before release. Archangel Michael has been standing between you and forces that tried to delay what belongs to you. And now, the intensity of that resistance is beginning to fade. Why? Because the breakthrough phase has begun. There are already signs appearing in your life, even if they seem small or unrelated at first. Conversations are shifting, Opportunities are quietly opening. Certain people are being drawn closer while others are naturally drifting away. These are not random changes. They are evidence that alignment is taking place. The response to your prayers is not coming all at once like a sudden storm. It is unfolding step by step, in a way that ensures everything falls into place at the right time. Archangel Michael wants you to recognize these signs so that you do not overlook what is happening. Sometimes the greatest answers arrive in the most subtle ways. A delay that suddenly works in your favor. A closed door that redirects you to something better. A moment of clarity that changes your decision. These are all pieces of a larger response that has already been set into motion. And hear this clearly. The waiting you endured was never punishment. It was preparation. There were things that needed to be aligned not only around you, but within you. Strength had to be built. Awareness had to grow. And most importantly, your faith had to deepen to the point where you could receive what is now coming without fear or doubt. This is the turning point. A moment where what was once hidden becomes undeniable. So if you have been questioning whether your prayers mattered, let this be your confirmation. They did. Every word, every tear, every whisper has been acknowledged and is now being answered with precision. Type "I receive the answer" in the comments if you feel this message is reaching you. Blessing code 528 has just been released into your life. And as this sacred movement continues, understand this. You are not just witnessing a response. You are part of a greater mission unfolding through you. When you step forward in faith, you help open the path for others who are still praying in the dark. This is why your support matters in a deeper way than you realize. There is a reason this message found you at this exact moment. You are not only receiving light, you are being invited to help carry it. Every time you give, you are sowing into a harvest of souls who are still waiting to hear that their prayers have not been ignored. The Lord is speaking even now. As you pour out, I will pour into you, pressed down and overflowing. When you choose to support through Super Thanks or PayPal, you are becoming a vessel through which this divine message reaches hearts across the world. I feel led to say this clearly. This is your moment to act, not later, not someday. Step into this flow of giving as a prophetic response to what God is doing in your life. The links are already placed in the description and available through the QR code. This is your opportunity to move in alignment. As you give, may doors open, may protection increase, and may abundance find you in unexpected ways. So now, and let heaven respond. There is something unfolding behind the scenes that you were never meant to fully see, only to eventually experience. What feels like delay, confusion, or even silence has actually been a carefully orchestrated process of alignment. Archangel Michael reveals that while you were waiting, there were divine rearrangements taking place, complex, detailed, and precise movements designed to position everything exactly where it needs to be for your breakthrough to arrive. You must understand this clearly. Not every closed door was rejection. Not every pause was denial. Some of the things that did not work out were intentionally blocked because they were not aligned with the answer you prayed for. At the time, it may have felt disappointing, even painful. You may have questioned why things fell apart just when you needed them most. But now, a deeper truth is being revealed. Those moments were protection. There were paths you could have taken that would have led you away from what is now being prepared for you. There were connections that seemed promising but carried outcomes that would have delayed your purpose. Archangel Michael has been actively redirecting your steps, even when it felt like you were losing control. In reality, you were being guided with precision. Behind what you could not see, there were spiritual battles that required timing and strategy. Certain things had to be moved out of place before new things could enter. Certain energies had to be cleared before peace could settle in. This is why some seasons felt heavier than others, because something significant was being shifted. And here is where it becomes even more powerful. The resistance you faced was not proof that you were off track. It was confirmation that you were getting closer. When something meaningful is about to manifest, there is often a moment where everything seems to push back at once. Doubt increases. Obstacles appear. Delays stretch longer than expected. But this is not the end. It is the final stage before release. Archangel Michael hath been standing at that threshold, ensuring that nothing crosses into your life that is not meant for you, and that everything that is meant for you arrives in its proper form. You may now begin to notice that certain struggles are losing their grip. Situations that once felt overwhelming are becoming easier to manage. Thoughts that once filled you with fear are being replaced with a quiet sense of clarity. This is not accidental. It is the result of what has been happening behind the scenes all along. There is also a deeper preparation happening within you. The person you were when you first whispered those prayers is not the same person you are becoming now. You have been shaped, strengthened, and refined through every moment of waiting. And this transformation is necessary because what is coming into your life requires a new level of awareness, confidence, and trust. Archangel Michael wants you to see this season differently. Instead of viewing it as something you had to endure, begin to recognize it as something that was building you. Every delay carried a lesson. Every challenge carried a purpose. Every moment of uncertainty was guiding you toward a clearer understanding of what truly matters. Now, you are standing at the edge of something greater than you expected. The pieces are coming together. The things that once seemed disconnected are beginning to make sense. And soon, you will look back and realize that nothing was random. Not the timing, not the obstacles, not even the moments that felt like setbacks. Everything was part of a larger design. So do not rush this moment. Do not allow impatience to cloud your awareness. What is unfolding is too precise to be forced and too meaningful to be overlooked. Stay present. Stay aware. Because what has been prepared for you is not just an answer to your prayers. It is a complete alignment of your path. And as this alignment continues to reveal itself, you will begin to see that what once felt uncertain was actually leading you exactly where you were meant to be all along. There is a reason June 21st has been marked so strongly in this message, and it is not chaotic or symbolic without meaning. This date carries a spiritual activation that aligns directly with what you have been praying for. Archangel Michael is revealing at this moment is not just about time passing. It is about time opening. Something that has been held back is now being released, and you are being positioned to receive it. June 21st represents a threshold, a crossing point between what was and what is about to be. It is a moment where hidden things begin to surface, where answers that were forming in silence begin to show themselves in reality. This is why you may feel a shift even before anything visibly changes. There is a spiritual awakening happening within you, preparing your mind and your spirit to recognize what is being placed before you. You might notice that your awareness is becoming sharper. You are starting to see situations differently. Things that once confused you are becoming clearer. Decisions that once felt overwhelming are now easier to approach. This is not coincidence. It is alignment. You are being tuned into the frequency of what you have been asking for. Archangel Michael wants you to stay alert during this time, not in fear, but in expectation. Because what is being released may not always appear in the form you imagined. Answers often arrive in ways that require attention and trust. A sudden opportunity, an unexpected conversation, a new idea that feels out of place at first. These are all ways your prayers may begin to take shape in your life. This is why it is important to remain open. If you hold too tightly to one specific outcome, you may overlook something even greater that is trying to enter your life. The response to your prayers is not limited by your expectations. It is shaped by divine wisdom, and that wisdom sees beyond what you can currently understand. There is also a sense of urgency connected to this moment. Not urgency in a way that brings pressure, but in a way that calls for awareness. You are being invited to step into this new phase consciously, to recognize when doors open, to trust when something feels right, even if it does not fully make sense yet. This is a time to move with faith rather than hesitation. You may also begin to feel a renewed sense of energy, as if something inside you is waking up. Motivation may return where there was once exhaustion. Hope may rise where there was once doubt. This is part of the activation. It is not just your external world that is shifting. Your internal state is being prepared to match what is coming. Archangel Michael is guiding you to pay attention to the small details during this period. Sometimes the most important changes begin in subtle ways. A thought that stays with you longer than usual. A feeling that gently nudges you in a certain direction. A moment that seems ordinary but carries a deeper sense of meaning. These are not random. They are signaled. And here is something important to remember. You do not need to force anything to happen. What is meant for you will find its way to you. Your role is not to control the outcome, but to stay aligned with the process. To trust that what has been set in motion will unfold exactly as it should. June 21st is not the end of your waiting. It is the beginning of your witnessing. It is the moment where faith starts to turn into visible reality, where what you believed in silence begins to speak through your experiences. So stand ready, not with fear, but with quiet confidence, because this is your moment of activation. The response has already been released, and now you are stepping into the phase where you begin to see it, feel it, and live it. Everything is aligning, and you are right where you need to be. Something deeper than change is happening within you right now. This is not just about situations shifting around you. This is about healing taking place inside you. Archangel Michael is revealing that the answers to your prayers are not only arriving in external forms, but also in the restoration of your heart, your peace, and your sense of wholeness. For a long time, you carried emotions that were difficult to explain. Pain that stayed longer than expected. Disappointment that settled quietly within you. You learned how to move forward even when parts of you still felt broken. You smiled when necessary. You kept going when it was required, but deep down, there were wounds that never fully closed. Heaven saw that. And this is why the response to your prayers is not just about giving you what you asked for. It is about healing what you went through while you were waiting. Because if the answer arrived without the healing, it would not feel complete. You would still carry the weight of what hurt you, even as something new entered your life. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that restoration is happening in layers. You may begin to notice that certain memories no longer affect you the way they used to. Situations that once triggered strong emotions may now feel distant, almost as if they no longer belong to you. This is not you becoming indifferent. This is you becoming free. There is a quiet release happening within your spirit. Old fears are losing their hold. Doubts that once felt overwhelming are beginning to fade. And in their place, something new is forming. A sense of calm, a sense of stability, a sense of inner strength that does not depend on external circumstances. This is part of the answer. Because what you asked for required you to become someone who could hold it without fear of losing it. You are being prepared not just to receive, but to sustain. not just to experience joy, but to remain in it without constantly expecting it to disappear. You may also feel a shift in the way you see yourself. Where there was once self-doubt, there is now a growing sense of confidence. Where there was once hesitation, there is now a willingness to trust your own decisions. This is not accidental. It is the result of everything you have been through and everything that is now being restored within you. Archangel Michael is guiding you to embrace this healing without resistance. Sometimes, when pain has been present for a long time, it can feel unfamiliar to let it go. You may catch yourself expecting something to go wrong, even when things are finally moving in your favor. But this is where trust becomes important. You are not in the same place anymore. What hurt you before does not have the same power now. What delayed you before is no longer in control. You are stepping into a new phase where peace is not temporary. It is becoming your foundation. And as this healing continues, you will begin to notice something even more powerful. Your expectations are changing. You are no longer hoping for the bare minimum. You are beginning to believe in something greater, something stable, something lasting. This is the shift from survival to alignment. The prayers you whispered were not only asking for change, they were asking for relief, for peace, for restoration. And now, that restoration is unfolding in a way that touches every part of your life. Archangel Michael wants you to receive this fully. Do not question whether you deserve it. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. This is your process, your healing, your answer. And what is coming next will not just meet your expectations, it will exceed them in ways you did not even know how to ask for. So allow yourself to feel this moment. Allow yourself to recognize that something real is happening within you. Because this inner transformation is the foundation for everything that is about to appear in your outer world. You are not just being answered, you are being restored. There is a quiet struggle that has been living inside you, one that not many people have seen or understood. Even as things begin to shift, even as signs start to appear, there is still a part of you that hesitates. A part that wonders, what if this doesn't last? What if I get my hopes up again and something falls apart? Archangel Michael sees this hesitation, and he speaks directly into it now, not with judgment, but with reassurance. Doubt does not mean you lack faith. It means you have been through enough to question what comes next. It means you have experienced moments where things didn't go as expected, and your heart learned to protect itself. But this moment is different, and you are not the same person you were back then. Archangel Michael is reminding you that the fear you feel is not a warning. It is a memory. It is a reflection of what once was, not a prediction of what is coming. And if you allow that memory to guide your decisions now, you may hold yourself back from stepping into something that has already been prepared for you. There were times when you trusted fully, and things still didn't work out. That left an imprint on you. It made you more cautious, more observant, more guarded. And while that awareness has protected you in certain ways, it can also create resistance when something good begins to enter your life. This is why you may feel a mix of emotions right now. Hope and uncertainty, excitement and hesitation, a sense that something is changing, but also a quiet voice asking you to be careful. Archangel Michael wants you to recognize this tension, not as a problem, but as a transition. You are moving from a place of survival into a place of trust, and that shift does not happen instantly. It unfolds gradually, as you begin to see that not everything will repeat the past. Not every opportunity will lead to disappointment. Not every step forward will result in a setback. You are being asked to trust again, but this time with wisdom. Trust does not mean ignoring what you have learned. It means using that knowledge without allowing it to limit you. It means moving forward with awareness, but without fear controlling your decisions. Archangel Michael is guiding you to find that balance. There is also something important you need to understand about this moment. Everything that has been aligned for you is not fragile. It is not temporary. It is not something that will disappear as quickly as it arrives. What is coming into your life now has been built with stability, with intention, and with divine timing. This is why the process took time. If things had happened earlier, they may not have lasted. If certain connections had formed too soon, they may not have been strong enough to endure. But now, you are in a position where what enters your life has the potential to remain. So when doubt begins to rise, do not fight it aggressively. Instead, observe it. Recognize where it comes from. And then gently remind yourself that you are no longer in that same place. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this moment, not only to protect what is coming, but to strengthen your ability to receive it without fear. You are not being left alone to figure this out. You are being guided, step by step, through this transition. And as you continue forward, you will begin to notice that your confidence grows naturally. Not because you are forcing it, but because you are experiencing proof. Small confirmations that build into larger realizations. Moments that show you that things are different now. This is how trust is rebuilt, not through words alone, but through experience. So allow yourself to move forward, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Allow yourself to believe, even if a part of you still questions. Because what is unfolding in your life right now is not meant to repeat your past. It is meant to redefine your future. You are safe to step into this next chapter. You are ready, even if you don't fully feel it yet. And what lies ahead will show you that your faith was not misplaced. It was simply waiting for the right moment to be fulfilled. There are signs already forming around you, quiet but undeniable indicators that something greater is unfolding. Archangel Michael is now drawing your attention to these signs, not to overwhelm you, but to awaken your awareness. Because what you are looking for is not far away. It is already beginning to appear in subtle, meaningful ways. You may have noticed certain patterns repeating recently. Moments that feel too aligned to be coincidence. Perhaps you keep hearing the same message in different forms, or encountering the same idea through different people and situations. These repetitions are not random. They are confirmations. They are signals guiding your attention towards something important. There is also a shift happening in your environment. Things that once felt chaotic are beginning to settle. Situations that seemed unclear are starting to make more sense. Even if everything is not fully resolved yet, there's a growing sense that things are moving in the right direction. This is one of the clearest signs that your prayers are being answered. Another sign you may begin to notice is the sudden appearance of opportunities that feel aligned with your deeper desires. These may not come in dramatic ways. In fact, they may seem small at first. An idea, an invitation, a conversation that opens a new possibility. But do not underestimate these moments. They are entry points into something larger. Archangel Michael is guiding you to pay close attention to what feels natural and peaceful. Not everything that looks exciting is meant for you, but what is meant for you will carry a sense of clarity. It will not force you into confusion or pressure. Instead, it will feel like a quiet knowing, a gentle pull in a certain direction. You may also notice changes in the people around you. Some individuals may begin to support you in unexpected ways, offering encouragement or insight right when you need it. Others may start to distance themselves, not because of conflict, but because their role in your journey is complete. This is part of the realignment process. Do not resist these changes. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into this next phase. And holding on to what no longer aligns can delay what is trying to enter your life. Trust that every shift in your relationships is happening for a reason. There is also a deeper internal sign that should not be ignored, a growing sense of peace. Even if your external circumstances are still in transition, you may feel calmer than before, more grounded, less reactive. This inner stability is one of the strongest confirmations that something divine is taking place. Because true answers do not arrive with chaos, they arrive with clarity. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that these signs are not meant to confuse you. They are meant to guide you. You are not being left to guess your way forward. You are being shown, step by step, what is unfolding. And here is something important. The more you acknowledge these signs, the clearer they will become. Awareness strengthens connection. When you recognize what is happening, you align yourself even more deeply with the process. This is why it is important to stay present, not lost in the past, not anxious about the future, but aware of what is happening right now. Because the answers you have been waiting for are not arriving all at once. They are revealing themselves piece by piece. Type ISE the signs in the comments if you are beginning to notice these shifts. Blessing code 911 has just been activated in your life. And as these signs continue to unfold, understand that you are not just receiving. You are being invited to participate in something greater. The light that is reaching you is meant to flow through you. As these signs become clearer in your life, this is your moment to step into divine partnership. The message you are receiving today is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to reach those who are still waiting in silence, still wondering if heaven hears them. Scripture speaks even now, give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. When you release your seed through Super Thanks or PayPal, you are opening a river that carries this message to souls across the world. I feel this deeply. This is not just generosity. This is obedience in motion. The links are already placed in the description, and the QR code is ready for you to act without delay. As you give, may your life overflow with unexpected favor, protection, and increase. Step into this moment and sow boldly, because heaven is responding. You are now entering one of the most important phases of this entire journey, the moment where faith must become stronger than what you see. Archangel Michael is guiding you to understand that even though signs are appearing and shifts are happening, this stage requires a deeper level of trust than ever before. This is where many people begin to struggle. Not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening just beneath the surface, not yet fully visible. You may find yourself asking, if things are really changing, why isn't it obvious yet? And that question can create impatience if you are not careful. But hear this clearly. Delay in visibility is not delay in fulfillment. What has been set in motion for you is moving with precision, not speed. And precision matters more than timing. Because if something arrives too soon, it may not align properly. But when it arrives at the exact right moment, everything fits together in a way that cannot be forced. Archangel Michael is asking you to release the need to constantly measure your progress by what you can see. Because what is happening right now is still unfolding in layers. Some things are already in place. Others are still being aligned. And a few final pieces are being prepared to ensure that what arrives is complete. This is where surrender becomes powerful. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means trusting that you do not need to control every detail. It means allowing the process to unfold without trying to rush it or question it at every step. And this is not always easy. especially when you have waited for so long. But think about this. Everything you have experienced so far has led you to this exact point. Every delay, every lesson, every moment of uncertainty has shaped you into someone who is now ready to receive what is coming. If you trust the process that brought you this far, you can trust the process that will carry you forward. There is also something important you need to recognize. Impatience can cloud your perception. When you focus too much on what has not happened yet, you may overlook what is already happening. You may miss the small confirmations, the subtle progress, the quiet shifts that are leading you toward your answer. And those small moments are often the foundation of something much bigger. Archangel Michael is encouraging you to stay grounded in the present. Not because the future is uncertain, but because the present is where the alignment is taking place. Every moment you remain calm, every time you choose trust over fear, you are strengthening your connection to what is unfolding. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are certainly not stuck. You are in the final stages of preparation. And in this stage, your role is not to push forward forcefully, but to remain steady. To hold your faith even when there is no immediate proof. To continue believing even when the outcome is not yet fully visible. Because this is what transforms a possibility into a reality. Archangel Michael is reminding you that what is meant for you cannot be lost. It cannot be taken away, delayed beyond its time, or given to someone else. It is already assigned to you. The only thing that can affect your experience now is how you respond during this phase. To choose trust. Choose to believe that what you asked for is already on its way, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Choose to remain open, patient, and aligned with the process. And as you do this, something remarkable will begin to happen. The gap between what you feel and what you see will begin to close. The invisible will become visible. The unseen will become undeniable. This is not a distant promise. This is a present unfolding. You are closer than you think. A transformation is approaching your life that will not only answer your prayers, it will redefine how you see everything around you. Archangel Michael is revealing that what is about to become visible will not feel ordinary. It will carry a sense of confirmation so deep that you will recognize, without doubt, that this is what you have been waiting for. Up until now, much of this journey had been internal. You have felt the shifts, sensed the changes, noticed the signs. But soon, the transformation will move from within you to around you. It will begin to take form in your daily life, in ways that are clear, tangible, and undeniable. You may find that situations which once felt complicated suddenly become simple. Problems that seemed unsolvable begin to resolve themselves without force. Doors that remained closed for so long will open at the exact moment you are ready to walk through them. And when this happens, it will not feel rushed, it will feel right. This is the nature of divine alignment. When something is truly meant for you, it does not come with confusion or struggle. It arrives with clarity. It fits into your life in a way that makes sense, even if the journey leading up to it did not. And this clarity will be one of your strongest confirmations that the transformation you are experiencing is real. Archangel Michael wants you to prepare your heart for this moment, not by expecting perfection, but by allowing yourself to receive fully. Sometimes, when blessings arrive after a long period of waiting, there can be a tendency to question them, to wonder if they will last, to hold back just slightly as a form of protection. But this is not the time to hold back. This is the time to step forward with openness, to allow yourself to experience what is coming without fear of losing it. Because what is entering your life now has been prepared with stability. It is not something temporary. It is something that has been built to remain. You will also begin to notice a change in how others respond to you. The energy you carry is shifting, and people will sense it. Opportunities may come through unexpected channels. Recognition may arrive in places where you were once overlooked, and connections that align with your purpose will begin to form naturally. This is not something you need to chase. It is something that is coming to meet you. Archangel Michael is guiding you to remain grounded during this transformation. Not because there is danger, but because staying centered will help you fully appreciate what is happening. When things begin to move quickly, it can feel overwhelming if you are not present. Take time to notice the details, the moments that make you pause and realize this is different. The experiences that feel aligned in a way you have not felt before. These are the moments that confirm that your prayers have not only been heard, but answered in a way that goes beyond your expectations. And here is something important to understand. This transformation is not just for you. What you are stepping into will have an impact beyond your own life. It will influence how you show up, how you interact, how you inspire others who may still be in the place you once were. Your breakthrough becomes a signal to others that change is possible. This is why everything had to unfold the way it did, so that when this transformation arrives, you not only recognize it, you understand it. And when that moment comes, you will not question whether it is real. You will feel it. You will see it. You will know it. Because what is about to take shape in your life is not something you imagined. It is something that was prepared, and now it is ready to be revealed. There is a sacred key that many overlook at this stage, yet it holds the power to deepen and accelerate everything that is unfolding in your life. That key is gratitude, not after everything arrives but before it fully appears. Archangel Michael is guiding you into a higher level of awareness now, where appreciation becomes a bridge between what has been promised and what is about to manifest. You have already come so far. You have endured the waiting, the uncertainty, the moments of silence where you questioned whether anything was changing. And now, as the signs increase and the transformation draws closer, there is an invitation being extended to you. Begin to give thanks as if it has already happened. This may feel unusual at first. Your mind may ask, how can I be thankful for something I cannot fully see yet? But this is where spiritual alignment becomes powerful. Gratitude is not based on visibility, it is based on trust. When you give thanks in advance, you are declaring that you believe the answer is already yours. Archangel Michael explains that gratitude shifts your energy in a way that opens you even more to receive. It removes resistance. It quiets doubt. It replaces questioning with confidence. And most importantly, it aligns your heart with the outcome that is already being prepared for you. Think about how different it feels when you expect something good to happen versus when you fear that it might not. That emotional state changes how you respond, how you think, and how you move. Gratitude places you in a state of expectation, not anxious expectation, but peaceful certainty. You may begin to notice that when you focus on appreciation, even for the small things, your perspective starts to shift. What once felt lacking begins to feel sufficient. What once felt delayed begins to feel in motion. And this shift is not imaginary. It is alignment. Archangel Michael is encouraging you to look around your life right now and find evidence of what is already working. It may not be everything you asked for yet, but there are pieces already in place. There are moments of peace, moments of clarity, moments of support that were not there before. These are signs that the process is active. When you acknowledge these moments with gratitude, you strengthen their presence. You create space for more of them to enter your life. This is how the flow continues, not through force, but through recognition. There is also something deeply healing about gratitude. It brings your focus out of what was missing and into what is being given. It allows you to release the weight of past disappointments and step into a lighter, more open state of being. And in that state, receiving becomes natural. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about recognizing that something real is happening, even if it is still unfolding. It is about trusting that what you asked for is not only on its way, but already forming in ways you may not yet fully understand. As you continue forward, make gratitude a part of your daily awareness, not as a task but as a response. When you notice something aligning, acknowledge it. When you feel a moment of peace, appreciate it. When you sense that something is shifting, give thanks for it. This simple act will keep you connected to the flow of what is coming. And here is what you will begin to experience as a result. The distance between where you are and what you are receiving will feel smaller. The process will feel smoother. The signs will become clearer. And your confidence in what is unfolding will grow stronger. Because gratitude is not just a reaction. It is a declaration. A declaration that you trust what is happening. A declaration that you are ready to receive. And a declaration that what you once whispered in the dark is now being answered in the light. Beloved soul, as this message comes to its gentle close, feel the stillness that now surrounds you. Not the silence of uncertainty, but the peace of knowing. Something has shifted within you, and something has already begun to unfold around you. Archangel Michael stands near, not as a distant figure, but as a present protector, a guide who has walked with you through every unseen moment. Think back to where you started, those quiet nights, those whispered prayers, those moments when all you had was hope, even when it felt fragile. You were heard then, just as you are heard now. And everything you have experienced since was not random. It was leading you here, to this moment of understanding, this moment of calm assurance. You are no longer in the place of wondering if your prayers matter. You are in the place of recognizing that they have already been answered, even if the full picture is still forming. There is no need to rush what is unfolding. There is no need to question what has already been set into motion. Archangel Michael wants you to rest in this truth. You are protected, you are guided, and you are not alone in any part of this journey. Even when things felt uncertain, there was always a presence surrounding you, ensuring that nothing meant for you would pass you by. Now, as you move forward, carry this peace with you. Let it settle into your thoughts, your decisions, your expectations. You do not need to force anything anymore. What is meant for you will come with clarity. It will arrive with a sense of rightness that removes confusion and replaces it with quiet confidence. There may still be moments where you pause, where you wonder how everything will come together. But in those moments, return to what you now know. Return to the truth that your prayers were never ignored. Return to the awareness that something divine has already begun working in your favor. Allow yourself to breathe easier. Allow yourself to trust more deeply. Allow yourself to believe that what is coming into your life carries stability, purpose, and meaning. Because it does. Archangel Michael is not only guiding you to your answer, he is guiding you into a new way of living. A way where you no longer carry the same fears, the same doubts, the same uncertainty. A way where peace becomes your foundation, not just a passing feeling. And as this message settles into your heart, let it remind you that you are part of something greater. Your journey, your prayers, your breakthrough. They all hold meaning beyond what you can see right now. Type IT is done in the comments if you receive this message with faith. Blessing code 1441 is now sealed over your life. And as you step forward in this peace, there is one more truth being placed before you, not as a request, but as a calling. This moment you are in right now is not just your breakthrough. It is a doorway for countless others who are still crying out in the dark. The Lord is speaking over you even now. As you give, light will rise in the darkness, and your obedience will open the heavens. When you release your support through Super Thanks or PayPal, you are not just giving. You are sending this message as a lifeline to souls who are waiting to hear that heaven has heard them. I feel this strongly. This is your moment to act, to move, to respond without hesitation. The giving links are already placed in the description, and the QR code is ready for you to step into this flow instantly. As you sow into this mission, may your life be marked by overflow, protection, and divine increase. Step forward now and give, because this is holy alignment in action.